Welcome into 13 News at 4. Today, a long-awaited day for many in Delphi, Indiana.
The first day of testimony as jurors begin to decide if Richard Allen killed Libby German and Abby Williams nearly 8 years ago. Our Anne-Marie Tiernan is in Delphi today. Anne-Marie, I know people around the world have been following this case and have really ever since we first reported these girls missing nearly 8 years ago.
That's right. It was a very shocking case, and social media and YouTube and blogs have made it very possible to have a global audience for this. You know, we have been coming here to Delphi for years to cover this case. It's a small town, just about 2,300 people in Carroll County. It's northeast of Lafayette. If you take your kids to Camp Tecumseh, that's about 7 miles away from here. It's a very small town. It's the kind of place where everyone knows one another, and if you don't know one another, your friend knows who the other person is. And so that's why this hit so hard, because if people didn't know these girls personally, they knew the family. They knew the family was affected, or they had a friend who knew the family. And there was also the concern, what about my kids? Is someone still out there? There really was this effort that people wanted to come together and take action. So one of the things that they did to honor the girls in the loss was to raise money and create a park. And they did fundraising for 3 years. They had big bike events. There were so many people that contributed money to try to make this come together. It made them feel like they were doing something that was positive. They created this 20-acre park. We went out there today. We saw that there were families that were out there. They've got ball diamonds, they've got swing sets, they have an amphitheater. They also have these memorial bricks that people bought where they mentioned the girls and showed their respect for the girls. And I talked to a dad who said, you know, when I come here, I'm mindful of the origins of why this park is here and what's happening in town. Frankly, it's a circus.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I do think it's I think there were some people that slept outside the courthouse last night, which is kind of crazy. Some of those out-of-state people and stuff. And social media has obviously played a huge part in this case. Some of it negative, not so good. But yeah, to have all these people descending on such a small town, well, you know, everybody here knows everybody pretty much. So all these out-of-towners and stuff coming in, I think everybody's relieved and happy that we're going to get some kind of closure and that the trial's finally here. But at the same time, I think it brings back some of those emotions from back when the girls went missing and were found and all that. So I think it's just a little bit of everything. It means different things to different people probably.
You know, and we certainly felt that that was the case today. Some people are caught up in the case. Other people are caught up in the emotion. Others are weary and worn out about it. A couple things. That park takes a lot of money and maintenance and work to keep it at the standard that they want. So I think some people are using that as a place to funnel their energy and their time. But something, Dustin and Felicia, that I found just amazing to me today is I was talking to a family. There was a little boy in the swing, and his name is Hudson. He turns 3 on Halloween, okay? And when I was talking to his parents, he said, there was a guy that hurt those 2 girls. And it just hit me so hard that this innocent child who was born 4 years after this crime even happened knew what was going on, knew what was going in this community, had this awareness how pervasive it is, that even in the mind of a little almost 3-year-old child knows what's going on. That hit me hard.
What an impact on every single person who lives in that small community.
Yeah, we appreciate you providing this context, and we know there's a ton happening in the courtroom that people are interested in, but there's a lot happening outside the courtroom as well on the streets of Delphi and in the community. Thank you for taking us there. We're going to check back in and continue our team coverage this afternoon and into the evening.